What's up, guys? James All here. I was asked recently about doing customs on this kind of stuff, so I figured I'll show you guys how to do a base swap on a Malibu, turn it into a hot rod Zinger. First, what we're going to need, tools. Two millimeter drill bit, equivalent size is 1/16. This is to drill your pilot hole for your screw to put your car back together. And that's what I like to use first. 2.5 millimeter tap, obviously, so you can thread your hole for your screws. Makes it a whole lot easier. 1/8 drill bit, that's just to knock the head off of the post once you need to separate the two. So we'll start with that Malibu there, since it's already in the package. We'll get it popped open. See the post down there. I like to drill my pilot hole for the screws first. Some people say you need to put this stuff in a vise. You just gotta learn that you don't need to go full bore. And if you got to check your work to see how deep you are on the post, it's not a race to see how fast you can do it. Just get it done. Slow and steady is definitely better for drilling these posts. You want enough depth that you can get the screw in there. I mean, the more you do it, the more you're gonna get used to how deep you gotta go. The nice thing is, you can always drill it again if you don't go deep enough. One thing is you get a second chance if you don't go deep enough. Alright. Then take the bigger one. Knock the head off your post there. I like to use a wore out drill bit because you get a fresh drill bit that is aggressive. You can go right through the base in short order, and then you've ruined the whole damn thing. Because die cast is not a terribly hard material. And the base just pops right apart if you do it right. And you can still see we got a little bit of a hole there that we can thread for our little bitty screws. And those are 2.5 millimeter. Yeah. 2.5. So with this one here, you're going to want to pull the interior out. And the reason being, on these Johnny Lightnings, there's a little plastic piece that is spun to the body. You're going to want to knock those rivets off. That way you can get the hood off. I use this little rotary tool. You can use a drill bit. It's just easier just to knock it off, so you got plenty of material just to kind of pretty easy to do. It knocks the head right off. There's not like there's a whole lot of material right there, but then your head comes right off. Get your little file on these plastic motors and just knock that black plastic piece off there, stick that in there, pops the old motor right out. Where the hell did it go? Yeah, oh hell, we disassembled that motor. Anyway, breather come off. We're not going to need those parts anyways. We're not going to need the hood. We will need the interior. We will need the dash and that body. Now to chop into our donut. I'm not putting this one back together, so no need to tap this body. And if you do decide to, you can always go back and tap them later. There you go. Then you can decide if you like black interior. Me personally, I'm sticking with the tan interior on it. I'll probably use the black dash pad. I just look how the offset of the dash pad looks in black. So, the motors. What I like to do, well, they double riveted this one. But, because the motors are so small and I don't use a vise, I tap the motor screw while it's attached to the donor. Just makes an easier handle when you've got it all together there. Take your time. Never go full speed. Most people use a T handle to run their taps. Do until it stops. Back it out. Couple cycles. Like I said, you don't want to use much of your trigger if using a power drill. We are only messing with die cast. It's not hardened steel. It's going to strip your threads out if you go balls to the wall with it. I'm just getting a little black piece off the hood right now. These Johnny motors have got 2 rivet points on them. So there we go. Pop that out. Get the motor good. Wiggle back and forth. That base. Zinger base. Let's see. Little firewall piece. You'll make sure you get that back on there. And what that does, it gives you a nice clean look that you don't see the base through the project there. Take your interior. Like I said, I like the black dash pad, so I'm putting the black dash back on it. You got the little post here. Clip it in too. Pretty easy. One tan interior. See? Just gives it a nice little contrast in there. Black dash, tan seats. Take a lot of times on these. See how it's just a little bit flared there. Get you a file. Just knock the rough edges off of there. Gives you enough room to get that set down in there. Done it right. It'll clip in and stay in there. But get one of our little screws here. So, I get these screws off of eBay. I get 50 of them for like $4 shipped. And sometimes, like on these motors, that screw's way too long. Get you a good pair of needle nose pliers with a good cutter on the back side of them. Shorten your screw down a little bit. See how there? Gotta get it relined. There we go. Good and snug, screwed in there, nice and tight. Never have to worry about that motor flopping apart. Then check your depth. Think we're good there. Go ahead and tap the post. A couple times, clean all the debris out. Same thing on the front post. Pretty simple. Your base slips right back on there. Get two different link screws. Hot Wheels usually have a thicker base, so use thicker screws or longer screws. I use the little short ones on the Johnnies. Yep. And with this die cast, you should be able to use your bit and put your screws in without a ton of effort. That's plenty tight enough. It's not like you're going to be drag racing them, throwing them across the room like a kid would. Well, you might. I don't know. If you play with them. And slide your chassis back on there. I'll put a little bit of modeler's glue on there. But that is turning a stock Malibu into a Zinger. It's pretty much that easy, guys. Takes, let's see, this video, we're at 12:41 on the clock right now, so less than 15 minutes. You can go from mild to wild that quick. Hope this was informative. You guys learned how to do something. If not, well, it is what it is.